All right. So, Special Forces episode 3, and we lost 4 people. So, first off, Trista Sutter, um who she left immediately. She didn't even stop to wait for what the next challenge was. She just decided, "Yeah, I don't belong here. I'm checked out." And Rudy mentioned that he appreciates that she slept on it, that because he thought she was going to quit yesterday. So he appreciated that she slept on it and then made the decision after, giving it some time as opposed to making a rash decision. So then we were down to, what was it, 12? And then we lost. Then they get to the challenge, and because Jordan was going to go last, she had plenty of time to psych herself out. And she did that beautifully. Actually, even before she got to the challenge, she's freaking out about water, which makes me think that they don't know what the theme of this season's going to be. Because if she knew it was a water challenge season, it doesn't sound like she would have signed up. Or, you can think from the comfort of your couch that, oh, I have a problem with water, but, maybe I'll overcome my fear or whatever. That's a possibility too. But she very quickly, like I said, she let after everyone went, she just said, "Yeah, no, I'm not ready for this." And the DS, the staff was trying to get her, bring her up as well, saying, "You can do this." And she's like, "No, I can't." And once you say that, that's all she wrote. No amount of telling a person, "Yeah, you can do this," is going to change your mind. And once you've emphatically decided, "Yeah, I'm done." So now we're down to 11. So in almost quick order, we lose 2 more people. Now, the part about this challenge that I liked was, of course, Billy saying that um one of the ways you can fail is if you drown, which I just had to laugh. And Landon saying, "Oh man, I can't afford to lose any more hair." Poor Landon. So again, it was not clear who all passed and who all failed. Um some of them, they made it obvious, and others not so much. So I'm not sure who all passed and who all failed. Well, we know that Marion failed because she, decided to rip the box with the connector still on there because, nobody told her that the box had to be useful. Which, I'm sorry, this is warfare. This is you trying to steal information. Yeah, you probably would want to be able to access said information, but okay. And so then, now I vaguely remember this happening where she had a fall from grace. She was this amazing runner. I mean, she was the fastest woman in the world. She was an amazing athlete. And then she decided to lie about doping to federal investigators because that's not going to end badly for you to lie to people. So, yeah, I don't remember that she was incarcerated for 6 months, but I do remember vaguely about that scandal. That was a big doping scandal at the time, and like I said, I vaguely remember bits and pieces. So, she gets called in because the staff is like, what the heck? And they found out about her, who she is, that she was the fastest woman in the world, and then lost everything. And Christy Romano also knew about Marion because they were praising her for her Mama Marion persona, encouraging the other girls to do well. And so they they asked her about it, and she obviously regrets that. She's kind of a person who um wants to get things done quickly, and she they decided that she just makes bad decisions in the heat of the moment, that she's not the person to turn to when you're being shot at, and do you have any ideas? She's not the person, because she'll make split decisions, but basically bad ones. Some people are good at making split second decisions. She's not one of those people. So then we had the second task. And this one was the good old beat the pulp out of the other one. Beat the snot out of the other person. Who, at this point, even though this is only day 3, you become friends with, because you're all in this miserable situation together. So, and of course, but before that, in the previous challenge, again, Golden gets yelled at for doing well and then celebrating. And I'm like, dude, do you not remember the NCAA? They never let you do any fun stuff. You should be used to that. But, he did spend quite a few years in the NFL where, celebrations were a bit more accepting. At least if you did it the right way. So when you come from a world where big plays or something good happens, you have fans cheering you, you kind of expect that, because let's face it, the other recruits are cheering for you because everybody knows how hard this is. So that makes sense. Unfortunately, the staff are not amused, but so anyway, back to the boxing. So Kayla Nicole and Marion Jones have both experience with fighting. So I thought, okay, this is going to be good. And then almost immediately, Marion goes down with what seems like broken ribs. And I'm like, well, that majorly sucks. Because I was excited to see how far. We haven't had a track athlete on the show yet. I was excited to see how far she would go. And she has to be medically withdrawn on day 3. So that sucks. Then they go through a whole bunch of others, and Cam looks like he's not feeling this. I mean, he's done this look before, like I don't want to do this. So it makes sense that they paired up Cam with Nathan Adrian. Not because of aggression levels or whatever, but they're the two biggest guys there. I mean, Nathan Adrian's what, 6'6"? And Cam is not that far behind, if at all. So it makes sense that you would want to pit the two biggest guys against each other simply because it would be so much, you're more evenly matched. The arm length is about the same. You don't have to worry about a smaller person having to literally punch up or you having to literally punch down. So that makes sense. Unfortunately, Nathan has never thrown a punch in his entire life. So I knew that, and Cam has. So I knew that this was going to be bad for Nathan. I was hoping that he would still win because just because you've never thrown a punch, you've seen how it's done. So maybe you'll figure it out, but no. And actually, Cam threw him out of bounds, and it did seem like that they were going to keep going off a cliff. But they brought him back in, kept going, and now Nathan has a broken nose. And you can see as soon as it was done, the look of regret on Cam's face. You can see what a good man Cam is because he didn't like that he hurt Nathan. He was trying to calm himself down. You could see he was going all zen, trying to meditate and try to calm down. And of course the staff noticed. That's why they called him in, among other things. So they asked him about it. And this shows you that a lot of these people, especially Cam, did not do their research because all you had to do is learn just the slightest bit about Foxy. And for Cam to go off and say, you don't know what it's like to have to, turn off aggression because, you can't show it because of, you're being a celebrity and you have to make sure that you don't lose your position in people's eyes. And I'm just like, yeah, you might want to learn about Foxy's bout with mental health. And Foxy even said, yeah, we kind of do know that. Because I wonder how many of these people fully comprehend that these people have been through stuff. That this isn't just, that they play military men on TV. They've actually seen stuff and done stuff. So, yeah, I was cringing when Cam said, I'm like, do you realize who you're talking to? But Cam even said, it felt good to finally get out all that aggression, but he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that at all. So he understood that he had to do it, and it felt good to finally get that anger out. But at the same time, he feels bad for Nathan, which again tells you what a good guy Cam is. That because if he was really a horrible guy, he wouldn't have cared that he broke his Nathan's nose. So, so now we are down to 9 people. And it's only day 3. I haven't watched day 4 yet. So I think that we're going to go through the full 10 days, but at this point they're leaving very fast. I mean, I'm not talking about I mean, I feel bad for those who were medically withdrawn because that sucks. Uh, Allie didn't want to leave, but they forced her to leave because of her broken finger. Marion had a fluke broken rib injury. Nathan got his nose broken. And you feel bad for them because they looked like they could have gone far. I found it hilarious that when Carrie and Brody were fighting, and the announcer pointed out that Brody is 8 years younger than Carrie. They're both middle-aged men. I mean, this isn't like, this guy is old enough to be his father. 8 years is still a big deal, but not as much when you're middle-aged. There is a certain time period where it matters, but not when you're 40-something. It really doesn't matter at that point. So, but I like how Cam explained the situation when he spoke with staff, that it's basically talking to a psychologist. Because, yeah, that's basically it. When I explained those moments to my mom, I actually explained this show as a messed up therapy session. So, because that's what it is. It's a messed up therapy session. I mean, it's great that the people who are left all want to be there, but I feel bad for those who were medically withdrawn. Because that sucks. If you leave, you should leave because you want to. For whatever reason, you want to. Not because your body gave out. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say about this episode. I'm really wondering about Trista, if her asking if she has hypothermia, if that wasn't just maybe so she would have an excuse to leave without saying she quit. Maybe that's what I thought. Or maybe she was so miserable that she took it, that she probably isn't familiar with the outdoors as much and what hypothermia actually feels like. So that could be too. Because I don't want to put her in the same basket as Steven. Because Steven totally was doing that. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention about this episode. I think I've pretty much covered it. It looks like in the next episode, Golden is going to get yelled at by the staff again. I don't know why, but apparently he's going to get yelled at again. Now, in the first season, I'm blanking on his name, the snowboarder. He got yelled at almost on a daily basis, and he went far. It was only a fluky allergic reaction that kept him from going all the way. So it's entirely possible Golden can still go far, even if he's getting yelled at on a consistent basis. Let's see. Sounds like him and Cam are going to have a bit of a disagreement, but that could just be editing. I believe that's all I have for this video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.